I can't thank you all enough for coming back and watching our videos, going to our website, arcingaheadapparel.com, checking out the Facebook, checking out the Instagram. You guys are amazing. I'm sitting out here and it's Wednesday night, 5 o'clock, waiting to pick up my daughter from school, car pickup line. And it just has me thinking, like, I cannot believe that I'm going to have a 13-year-old in 3 days. 3 days, a 13-year-old. I will be 34 September 26th. John just turned 35 on August 20th. My daughter will be 13 on September 9th. And our son just turned 5 in April. Unreal. Time is flying. Love your babies, hug them, pay as much attention to them as you can. My daughter has the biggest dreams of anybody I know. She is an aspiring model, actress. She's had these dreams since she was 5 years old. When The Descendants came out, if you know about any of these kid movies, she was absolutely obsessed. She begged for us to write to them, and she wanted to be on the set. She wanted to be in the movie, and she was so obsessed with all of them. Now my son is obsessed with the movies, but she has the biggest goals of anybody I know. This girl truly saved me in more ways than I can ever imagine. Imagine describing to you guys. But that's also why I'm here, is to go on with our story and share a little bit more into detail about who we are. John came into our life when Chloe was 3 years old, and she was basically still in diapers, potty training, and he walked right in and he stepped right up to the plate. And I can tell you it has not been easy all these years, but next year we're going on 10 years together, a decade, 10 years of being her father, and he has been incredible through it all. I mean, there were plenty of times where just physically he couldn't do anything, and mentally he was so distraught. But over the last year, I've really seen a change in his mental state, especially when dealing with the kids. But he still does have times where he falls back into PTSD and depression. And yes, PTSD is not only for veterans. Anybody can suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. He absolutely went through something tragic and awful, and he remembers his coma, but that's for another day, and the 30 plus surgeries that he's went through. But other than that, he's been an incredible father to both of our kids, despite all of it. And it's just crazy to think in 3 days we're going to have a 13-year-old, and how much he has sacrificed, not only for her, but our family as a whole. When you think of these blue-collar workers, men and women working tirelessly, day and night, weeks, months at a time, they're on the road, they're away from their families, everything that they sacrifice, their sleep, their sanity, time to eat, time to hang out with friends. Our life was nonstop after he got hurt, but it was also nonstop before, because we barely saw him. He would come home after working 75, 80 hours at work, and he would eat dinner. I'd have dinner made, and he'd hang out for an hour or two, and then he'd go to bed. And our son was only a year old when he got hurt, so that time was very valuable, during our son's milestones of crawling and walking and talking and all the fun things. And it's sad to think how much we missed out on, because we've been so focused on John the last 4 years and his recovery and surgeries and everything. But looking at our children now, they are so precious, and they mean the world to both of us. And hug your blue-collar worker. Thank your blue-collar friend, because the hours that they're putting in, they're never going to get back. These are not your average 9-to-5 jobs, and these men and women deserve so much respect and support. And that's what our apparel line is about. It's about these blue-collar trades that all need each other. If you think about it, every single one of you men and women need each other to get some sort of job done. All of our luxuries that we see around us, whether it's our cars, your tractor on your farm, your heavy machinery, that's a mechanic who's going to fix that. That's, you know, your truckers. That's food from your grocery stores, or the clothes you're wearing that you buy at Target. You know, ladies, that's your truckers. Oil rigs and pipelines and all of these industries that we're producing for our apparel line, they are so very important. We have so many different ones now, and we're coming out with so many more thanks to our amazing artists. You'll see on the website that all of these are hand painted by our incredible artist. And she's just working so hard to fulfill my visions on all of this. But again, thank your blue collar men and women out there. They're working so hard, missing out on their families, missing out on their children. And although we're with our children now, we haven't been mentally here. And that's hard to swallow sometimes. But in 3 days, I'm so excited, and it's bittersweet. We're going to have a 13-year-old, and next year we'll have a 14-year-old, and that'll be 10 birthdays that John has spent with her. And it's just all so bittersweet. So that's another little bit of our life and who we are. And, you know, thank you to all the fathers out there who are not blood, but you certainly are a blood type. And all the backbones out there like myself, the wives, the babes, the girlfriends, you know, putting in the overtime around the clock at home. That's us. So again, thank you guys for tuning in, and please check out arcingahedapparel.com. One-of-a-kind blue-collar apparel. Use code 4YEARS at checkout through the month of September for $10 off. All right, guys, see you next time.